Hey, what's up, guys? So, what is this, week 4 of season 7? And I matched up against Zeke. So, let's just run through, take a look at the ranking. This is the ranking here. And there were some comments about how so many high TCP guys are in like platinum and places like that. And I'm in D2, so I just want to show the top 2 guys. This is Ninja. He's 100 mil and over 3.5 mil STP. And this is West New York, and he's getting close to 100 mil and right at 3.5 STP. So, just in short, I really think all those seasons where we were put back at the end of each season has just taken a toll on the community, and this is kind of where we are now. But ironically, I think I had I'ma Think in a matchup recently. I just went against Gerard, so he's in here with me. But I'm going against Zeke, so this is Zeke. Zeke is 72 mil and 35 mil STP. And this is me, and I'm getting close to 88 mil and 3.4 mil STP. So guys, I wanted to add this part in a little bit earlier before Crucible starts to talk about the defense that I'm going with and how I'm kind of using the MSF counter spreadsheet to make some minor adjustments. And so the first room I want to talk about, you guys have seen Extreme X-Men in there quite often, and I moved Gambit out. The thought being that it will still pull one of the major counters that it would normally pull with Colossus. And let's just take a look at Colossus. So the biggest thing about Colossus that I want to point out is in his passive. When you go down to the part where it says on spawn and it talks about apply defense up for 2 turns to self and all X-Men allies, that's my hope. Now, he does counter, he'll counter for 100% piercing, things of that nature. I'm more concerned with the defense up. He is slower, and so, of course, if somebody drops below 50%, he'll get the taunt. So when he does take his first turn, he'll prolong the duration of all positive effects on all X-Men. He gains death proof, and when he uses his special, he comes back again with 2 deflect and defense up. And so I'd like to see how that works because I had him at level 98. He's 3 diamonds, and so I took him to level 100, and he's got a good amount of armor, a decent resistance, because it'll be hopefully more when he's paired up with some X-Men, and the health is pretty strong. So it's like we'll try him out, see how it goes in there with Colossus instead of Rogue, and see if it still pulls like Cabal and Scrolls and Superior 6 type counters. Even if it pulls a Masters of Evil with APOC, I think this room has done its job with Colossus. So I just want to piggyback on that idea, having Gambit in room 3 with Rogue as a duo and Eternals along with Noir. And I'm sure most of us are pretty familiar with their kits, so we know that there'll be defense up from the Unlimited along with Safeguard and Immunity. And as a reminder, Icarus gets offense up on spawn. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes. I mean, I'm sure guys will figure out a decent counter. Once again, it's not designed to hold the room. We just want them to use a meta team on here and hopefully drag down efficiency to where it's under 8361. The rest of the rooms are the same. Got Pegasus and 2. I'm going to try out Dorm with Black Order because I think for the most part, guys are going in to blow this room up, and maybe Dorm brings them back and they just drag it out a little bit longer. As well as, I think I'll find some uses for Quicksilver on offense. So that's kind of the key I'm looking at, especially with if I see Black Knight somewhere and he can strip those charges away. And you can see my Infinity Watch is all level 100. I actually did not have Phyla at 100. She was at 99, so I finished her off. And going with Out of Time in room 6. So this is pretty much a defensive scheme. We'll see how it works out. Oh, and to double back, I took Cole to level 100. I had him at 98. From that push to 100, he was one of the tunes I took to 98. So it's like, let me take him on up. So Cole and Thanos are both level 100. Not that I expect a whole lot. I just think that by the size of them, guys will go in and take this room pretty seriously and come with a really strong team. So my thought here is to go in to his rooms with basically everything focused on room 5 and using a juicy counter. And I'll just tell you what that is real quick. That's going in with APOC, Big Time Spider Man, Weaver, 99, and Nova. And so I'm going to try that. And I think that kind of solidifies the rest of my rooms because I'll be going into room 6 with Superior 6. Just going to go ahead and do Cabal with Scroll and probably Emma on room 4. Masters of Evil with Echo on room 3. I'm a little concerned with the size of that Gambit, but I'm still going to stick with them. Bifrost on Pegasus, and New Warriors 5 on his Gamma. And his Gamma's pretty big, but my New Warriors is pretty big. So we're going to go in with New Warriors as our first attack and kind of see how this goes. So my first thought was New Warriors 5, and then I thought about Secret Defenders and doing some things differently in the other rooms, but we're going to try it like this. So now, because of his placement order, I think what I'm going to do is hit Brawn. And then we're going to go in and hit Brawn again. And so we're going to do the spread from Brawn, hopefully get rid of Dorm. I didn't quite. All right, so we are going to go in and hit Hulk, Red Hulk, actually, with Cloak's ult. We got rid of Dorm. And we only got one charge there, so we're going to hit with the ult here. And I think we should be able to get things done pretty quickly. Okay, so let's see if we can get Hulk out of there. Okay, Red Hulk is like he's about to go. We need to see what we can do here. We'll hit this just in case. Oh yeah, okay, so we got that. I think we can get Red Hulk now. Yeah, get him out of there. And now we'll get Hulk done. So in the old days, I would have gone in with Dagger's basic instead of her ult. But with the room buffs, and I did have a few of them as Raider, I think some strikers, I think we're just going to be okay playing it that way. So we're going to do Bifrost here. This is a punch down, so I think I should be okay. I don't remember exactly how this is played, but I think it's just mostly about just surviving the onslaught. So I did build up my Sylvie to G18, so I'm kind of glad because she took that. All of them now are level 100, and that's just mostly because on the boss node and raids, sometimes I can get through it, and sometimes I can't do much at all, or anywhere in between. So they're taking the hits. I think as soon as we get a chance, we're going to go for rescue. Yeah, so let's target rescue here. See if we can get her out of there. Yeah, we'll still hit it like this, though. Not quite what I wanted, but hopefully this will do it. Yeah, there we go. And so we can't get off Iron Man yet. Okay, so we'll stun her, hopefully. There we go. And then we can just take care of it. I think room 3 can be a little tricky. Fortunately, his Nightcrawler is not really that big yet, but I think with the Gambit, that can be a problem still. My Masters of Evil is pretty big, but we're going to go in and we're going to get Echo in here. I would make sure this filter is off because that turned out to be such a problem last time. Let's do this with the placement order. We'll double check again, the filter is off. And this is basically a punch across, so I think we'll be okay. Yeah, so we're gonna still hit forge. And I think on this one, we're gonna hit gambit first. Then we gotta get rid of that. See if we can stun him or something. We'll get rid of this new war. Yeah, oh, he's back. Let's shake that off. Oh, no, he didn't. So, Nightcrawler gets to go. We really need Kane to get his turn. All right, so let's still hit this gambit. Yeah, there we go. Get him low because he's the problem. And we'll focus on Nightcrawler. There we go. All right, so we should be able to kill him off. There we go. So this is just going to be Cabal. That Quicksilver is huge. I don't expect a lot of problems out of the Cyclops, but he could be because he does ult first. So we'll go in with Cabal. And we're going to do Scroll and Emma. We'll spread these guys out. And to my surprise, Leader is pretty tanky. We're going to try him in the middle this time, see what happens. Let's see if I got the filters off. Nope. Filters are off. And let's go in. So we're just going to target Quicksilver. Yeah, pretty good stuff. We'll get Quicksilver out of there. They said special. That's the one thing I remember. I still haven't really practiced with this team. Okay, so 3 moves. There we go. Now this is going to be the Juicy special. We'll get the filter off. Juicy had a placement order APOC, then Big Time Spider-Man, Weaver, Nova 99. So APOC, BTS, Weaver, Nova 99, filters off. And he was doing a punch up, so I think I'll be okay. What he ran into was a much, much bigger Black Knight. So we'll just see if I remember how he played this. I actually watched it twice. So he went in, of course, on Black Knight. Now this placement order is slightly different, but he targeted Peggy with 99. Okay, yep, he took him right out. Same thing what he did with pretty much on Juicy. He hit he hit Cap, but he didn't get him. Targeted Peggy. Get Black Knight out of there. And so, yeah, that's the miss. And we will hit Peggy here. Hopefully, no, he didn't go up to Cap. Get another miss. There we go. So, see what we can do here. What about this guy? This Ghost Rider. See if we can't take care of him. Big Time hit Peggy? No. All right, we'll get this ult off. There we go. Peggy's gone. Can we get over there to Ghost Rider before he does some more damage? He missed. Cool. There we go. Let's see if we can get him. Get the basic going. Wow, that Ghost Rider is really strong. So the efficiency is not going to be the same. I think this placement order being a little different. Well, I guess it could be anything. All right, let's see what we can do here. Get Cap out of there. Okie doke. The efficiency isn't great, but it will be a one shot, so that helps. I'm expecting my opponent to have really great efficiency. All right, so we're going to just go in. Yeah, we're just going with Superior 6. He's got a big Robbie, so I've been meaning to do this. Let's just jump out of here. These two guys are on my list to go to DD7. I don't think my I think my Slayer is still 99, and I think my Doc Ock is still 99. But for now, we'll get these two guys up. And we'll get Superior 6 loaded in here. We're going to flip this to Skirmisher on this one. I don't remember why I had Green Goblin as a Skirmisher, but I think we're going to go with him a Striker on this one. So, let's see. They targeted... He's got Agatha in there. Oh, I didn't see that. Okay, we're going to still target Robbie. This will be interesting to see how this plays out for me. And we're going to still target Robbie. Yeah, Agatha might be gone if we can. We're going to hit Black Cat. Okay, didn't get rid of Agatha though. My goodness. Okay, so let's see. We will hit with the special. There we go. Get them all out of there. Juice them up. And we'll hit with the ult. There we go. So I got a 5187. That's actually better than what I thought I was going to get with that one room, the out of time room. This was 8364, turn bonus of a 20. 8368, that was a lot better than what I expected. 8364, I'm really happy with that, even though I lost my Absorbing Man, which means Absorbing Man really needs to get on up. I think he's at 97 or 95. He needs to come on up. And Echo is as strong as I can get her at. Well, no, Echo might be 95. I may have to consider bringing her up. But overall, 8364. Cabal did great, 8372. Yep, 8349. This was the room. So turn bonus was an 8. And I lost 99, which 99 is 95. I wonder if he were 100, would it help him survive? And this is 8370, so this might have saved me. So let's see if my opponent attacked. Okay, it looks like he did not. So we'll come back a little bit later, or maybe tomorrow, and see what my opponent did, and then we'll wrap it up with looking a little bit at how my defense worked. So the score is in, and fortunately for me, I have the higher TCP. My opponent really came in and did work with his offense, so I'm not sure that I want to make any real changes to my defense. And as we go through it, I'll show you the one minor thing I did for at the moment. And we'll see how it goes tomorrow. This is room 1, and I expected him to use Superior 6. What I didn't think would happen is that he would use Electro. I just assumed that he would use Craven. And of course, he's got a strong Electro, G18, 1 diamond, so clearly, that's still a very strong Superior 6. But let's take a look. So, to my surprise, he went in on Cyclops. And that's probably because my Forge is not really that big. And what I was looking for in this match to see is how much the defense up would matter from Colossus. And I don't know that it really did, because you see a lot of you see a lot of damage being done to my Extreme X-Men, and then Forge and Sunspot are both going at the same time. So that just leads me to believe that Colossus on the end, if I run this again, is not the answer. And having Forge and Sunspot next to each other is not the answer. He went into room 2, and pretty much got the same score as I did. He did a little bit better with health. I did a little bit better with turn bonus, so I'm not going to show that one. Room 3 I was interested in because here is Eternals, who I mostly have on the bench, and I was able to put them on defense. And I did not expect him to use scroll in this room, so that was a surprise that he used the scroll here. I'm not disappointed with the results because his health got damaged. So it's 83-60. So I'm going to run this team again. But let's take a look. So my hope was that there would be more assists because you see he doesn't have Echo in there, and they got some assists, but it really wasn't enough to get the kind of damage I was hoping for in the onslaught from the start. And there goes my Cersei, and that was pretty quick. So it just kind of makes me wonder about the placement order for this team as well. Now, perhaps Gambit needs to be where Cersei was. I mean, Cersei may die anyway, and Cersei in the middle. I'm not sure. Gambit held up pretty well in the middle, but it makes me wonder if the Eternals should be next to each other, or if Icarus should be where Cersei is and Cersei where Icarus is. Not that I expect much more of a difference here, but just to try to make it a little bit better. And so he went in with New Warriors on my Black Order, and did much better than I expected New Warriors to do. I knew they would win, but what I didn't think is that the score would be 83-63. I thought it would be lower than this. I'm still not disappointed with the results, and as you see the replay, I still think Dorm was a decent tune to put into this room with them. So my biggest thing after watching this is how much does Maul really contribute at this point? Because you see what's happening here, and he had immunity, but he's gone. And maybe if he was bigger, he could have lasted slightly longer. So it just makes me wonder, how strong is this team without Maul? Say like with Corvus in there, because Corvus is faster. And I don't think anybody's gonna be faster than New Warriors. But it's just some food for thought. At the end of the day, Cole and Thanos last to the end. They drag it out, and the revives help. So that is what I was hoping for. And so maybe what I'll do is put Dorm in the middle and just see how it goes that way. So I thought this team was really interesting. I mean, it's no surprise that he would go in with his Weaver, 6 diamond. But I would never have thought about this team. Now you have another blind just in the tune itself. And then if he goes with, talking about Mysterio, if he goes with Mysterio's special or ult, it wouldn't matter because it's going to be a blind. And so you just have a lot of blinds continuing to hit the Infinity Watch where they just can't really retaliate. And so I thought this was a surprisingly high score at an 83-66. The key thing is that he used 2 superior 6 here. He's got Craven and Slayer, which I would have thought one, if not both, would have been used for room 1. So this was a great way to use the vast majority of his Sinister 6 in this trial here. But let's take a look. So my thought was to have Secret Defenders on defense to get this type of counter. When you're looking at an Infinity Watch as big as mine, you've got to come in with something strong. And quite naturally, Superior 6 is still the Crucible team. It's still a Crucible team. And you expect them to get this kind of damage. And Slayer is just really hitting that hard to where this team makes sense. And you see the damage going in from just the summons from Mysterio. So this was really a great idea. He's probably run it a few times before because he seems like he just has an attack order that works really well. And he's just strategically taking them down. And so I did expect Cabal to be used here. For my first thought, I would not have seen him going in with APOC in Doom. Maybe a scroll, but the APOC in Doom kind of surprised me. And you see how low APOC is, so it just goes to show that this is probably I need to keep this room going. He doesn't have the biggest cabal, but he has a very strong cabal, and he has a really big apocalypse. And so we'll just take a look at how it goes. But overall, even though it's an 8366, if I'm able to get anybody else just a little bit stronger, I think Apocalypse will be dead. And so you see, he goes right in with his ult, and you know he's going to target my Black Knight. My Black Knight is not strong enough with this Cabal team to even stand a chance of living. But what surprises me is how the rest of the team is still kind of hanging around. And, you know, there'll be guys that have much stronger Cabal teams, so I don't expect this to happen. But what I would like to see happen is, as you see, Apocalypse is so low, maybe, and then I guess he was thinking that his Doom would get triggered and he would, you know, he'd go ahead and bring him up. And I guess he did have a chance to go ahead and, no, he didn't have a chance to bring him up. But at the end of the day, there was a chance for me to take his Apocalypse out. So we'll see as time goes on if I can make this team a little stronger. You know, maybe another red star one place, or maybe some diamonds somewhere else, and that could be crucial. So going to my defense, we're just going to make these quick changes because they it could help. We're going to put Colossus in the middle, and we'll put those guys apart. Maybe that can give me an extra point or two. I'm going to switch those two up. You know, we'll see if that makes a difference. I already changed my Doom to the middle. But what I want to do is take a good look at Maw and see if Maw is really going to make that much of a difference at this point. Because maybe I'll put in Corvus just to see how it goes. I think they're going to still come in and wreck them. But my Corvus is 18, so I'll just give you guys a look to see. And then I'll decide before tomorrow. So this will be the look. So we'll see. I'm going to really read through Corvus's kit because he's always benched. But he's much faster than Ebony Maw, and Maw is not doing a whole lot. So it just comes down to how valuable is Maw's passive in this particular case, because you see how fast they're still dying, and so maybe he's just at G17. Maybe he's just not worth having in here at this moment. And I don't think I'm gonna do much else. Even trying to change the placement order here for Infinity Watch. I mean, this guy was just surgical with it. And so that was to be expected. As well as I don't think I'll change the placement order for my out of time team. So we'll just run that as it is and see how it plays out. But at the end of the day, guys, this was a well fought match. You got to give a lot of credit to Zeke because he was punching up probably 15 mil easy. And, you know, he almost pulled it off. It's just 1 point difference. So because I got the bigger TCP, I won. But at the end of the day, a win is a win, and that's what I needed. Okay, guys, chat later.